Listen to this sound. I can actually make music out of it. Dun dun dun, ba ba da di ba dum ba, bam bam bam, ba da da di da do. While Thunder is finishing its second Benchy that Speed is working on, Mizares has finished his first Benchy, and it did it in 1 hour 15 minutes. We are done with the Benchy in 23.29 minutes. 23 minutes 29 seconds. Oh my god, look at that. It does look like it is fast forwarded, but this is not a fast forward video, people. I am speaking in this video. You can hear my normal voice, and look at the speed. This 3D printer is actually 3D printing. Check this out. Such a big print is going to finish in just 20 something minutes. Within 30 minutes it should finish. On other printers this might take a whole lot of hours. Look at that, how this filament is moving slowly, and look at that, how this filament is being consumed. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum. Greetings, Alishan Mo here. Welcome to more 3D printers reviews. Today in this video I'm going to introduce Geeetech Thunder. 3D printing can be a very slow process, and it requires a whole lot of patience. That's the best thing I love about 3D printing, because it teaches you to be patient, because 3D printers are slow and they print layer by layer, make your model, especially when your model is bigger. It takes hours and hours and sometimes days to print it. However, as the technology is developing, we are getting the 3D printers which are printing faster and faster. Meet a Geeetech Thunder. That is what I'm going to review in this video in details and show you everything about it. Geeetech Thunder is the first Geeetech printer that prints at 300 millimeter per second high speed, right outside the box without doing any special settings. You can choose from slow mode for precision and beautiful nice 3D prints, or if you are in a hurry you can print faster in standard mode, or if you need a prototype really fast you can choose fast or crazy mode speeds, where your Geeetech Thunder will print at 300 millimeter per second and you can have your model in no time at all in your hands, a prototype that you can see and decide what to do next. So let's get to work. First I'm going to show you what came in the box, the quick assembly of the printer, a closer look at the printer, and then I will show you what I have been doing. As usual, any 3D printer that came before my review, I put it to test for at least 2 weeks. Now this Geeetech Thunder in the background has been working non-stop for more than 9 days already. So let's get to work. So let me show you what I have been 3D printing and how this printer does a quick and fast 3D printing. Okay, don't bite, no biting. Watch your paw, watch your head, no biting, okay? Now we're going to open the box. Look at that. Okay, now you move here, look at that. And now you move here, look at that. And now you move here, look at that. Okay, so we have user manual, thank you note from Geeetech. Okay, you like this, alright, so you'll move ahead. Oh, check this out. We have filament, a small roll. We have in this box accessories. Ooh, a sensor, 3D touch sensor. going to be very useful for auto leveling, hands-free auto leveling. I'll show you the content of this later. So we have a wall outlet here, and look at that. This should be the print head and the tower. Now there are cables going down there. There you are. The bed section down here. And it's getting heavy on my little back. So I'm just gonna put it down here first. Lots of fence here, man. Okay, so let me bring it out and put it together so we can take a closer look at it. Now, in this box we have V3.2 Pro 3D Touch automatic leveling device sensor. Okay. Then in this box we have screws and parts and a TF card, Teflon tube, and then I have another bag with more spare parts, and then this filament holder rod down there. So to put the printer together, Kitty, please move away. Thank you. We just have to install this tower here and screw it down. Okay. Kitty is doing the inspection, the very first inspection. While we are here, you can actually see the bottom of the Thunder 3D printer. The bottom, there is a fan, cooling fins. Okay, I can see the power supply here. There's another fan here. So there are two fans on the bottom. This, and to secure the tower here, now, for installing the filament holder, this has to be at the side of the printer, and that means it will take extra space on your table or desk having to have the filament holder here. Why not on top? You know, if you can install it on top and have the filament on top, just like my Geeetech Thunder has it on top and the other printers have on top. But they didn't do it. It's because, you know, if you have a filament on top here, that's more load on top of the tower, and when you're doing a high-speed printing, it might shake the tower. I don't see the case here because we have these side pieces at left and right, and the tower is really nice and strong. It shouldn't shake, but still, let's not take any chances. I'm thinking instead of installing, you know, this piece right here, I have something else which may make things more interesting. I have this filament dryer and filament holder, so I can basically just put it right here just like this, and you know, add the filament inside, and I can also dry the filament at the same time while the filament comes out from here and goes up to the feeder, I mean to the extruder right here. So you see what I'm talking about? I hope Geeetech could do something about this, because this is simply a whole lot of waste of space for people who are living in smaller places, compact apartments, small rooms like mine. So you see, now I cannot add a big filament here because this will touch the Thunder right there. So I have no choice but to either tilt it that way, use my eSun filament dryer, which will fit here easily. As you can see, I can fit it down here without touching the Thunder, and then, you know, take the filament out and feed it all the way to the extruder. All right, let's take a closer look at the Geeetech Thunder. At the right here is the Geeetech Mizara. I have kept it at the right side next to the Thunder so that I can do some of the comparison, especially when it comes to the speed printing. Yes, so taking a look at the Geeetech Thunder, first off, this is the printer right here. Very nice and very neat build on this one. Starting with the bed size at 250 x 250 x 260 millimeter. However, when you look at both printers, this tower looks slightly higher compared to that tower, but both printers have 260 millimeter on z-axis. Mizara is 255 rather than 250 on x and y axis, which doesn't make much difference. When I pick this metallic sheet from the bed of Mizara and put it here, they're actually equal. So basically they are running the same size. Now at the back of the Geeetech Thunder, you can see dual z-axis, two towers each with one long screw. Dual z-axis do provide very precise movement on both sides and prevent the lag on one side. And to prevent more errors on z-axis, each of this z-axis has its own photoelectric sensor, limiter sensor at the left and the right of the printer. Both z-axis, you can see that these are the photoelectric limiter switches. So having to have these both, we know that this z-axis will actually move very level and also will level at the bottom to ensure a very nice, fine and precise 3D printing. Now the key point of Geeetech Thunder is that it is designed to 3D print at higher speed up to 300 millimeter per second, which will cut your 3D printing time for same model almost in half. We'll put that to a test. So when it comes to faster 3D printing, you need better cooling, and that is why they have 5 fans set up for cooling while 3D printing. So this is the main head, which is also having a hot end in there. There's a LED, and you notice there are 3D printed cones, nozzles, 3D printed nozzles for blowing the air on the model so that you can, cool down the PLA or whatever filament you're using very, very quick, and that will support 3D printing at high speeds. Also notice 2 more fans, big fans are installed right here, which I have never seen on any of the 3D printers before. As you can see, there are 2 models sitting there, Mizara and Lotmax Shark. But here you can see on Thunder, we have another big module sitting right here, and it has 2 big fans for extra cooling to help with cooling while 3D printer, the Geeetech Thunder, prints at higher speeds. Now, the 3D printer does offer auto leveling, but you have to install this 3D touch sensor separately, which is provided, and personally speaking, I don't like it because the tongue, which sometimes is hanging right here, what happens is sometimes if your first layer didn't stick right and your model layer has a little bit sticking outward, it can touch this tongue while the head is moving left or right or forward and backward, and this tongue can break, leaving your sensor completely useless. So I really want to ask Geeetech this question. Why, Geeetech, you have a very nice, built-in pressure sensor auto leveling system in Mizara, which works really like a charm. I really love it. Very easy to level the bed, and your 3D printer does everything automatically without having to have any external part installed. Why you did not give us the same auto leveling system in Thunder? Why did you go for an additional headache, additional part installation, which might break and leave people to buy a new one once again? It does the job to auto level, but once again, I would still prefer to have this system of auto leveling here, because if you notice, There's an extra part hanging in there. And notice on Geeetech Mizar-S, there's nothing hanging there outside. Nice, neat, a small 3D print head. So, yes, this is the question I will leave to Geeetech, and I hope they can actually introduce the same system in Thunder. Otherwise, we might be replacing these time by time. Now, when it comes to the extruder, we have a dual metal drive extruder, transparent. I like this transparent cover because I can see how the filament is going through in there. And it also looks good, actually. I believe if they installed a little LED here which changes lights, it will look even cooler. Now, on the front side right here, let's see, you have a TF card slot, a USB connector, and a USB, insert a USB dongle, so you can, download, or so you can store your models and read from the USB dongle, or you can read from the TF card. Now we have cutouts here on the body on the front as fins for the airflow. There are nice legs. There are nice sticky soft legs down here to keep the printer nice and stuck on a surface. Okay, now notice for the y-axis that you have a belt tensioner right here, so you can adjust the belt tension. We have a nice big belt, wider and stronger belt. We have more pulleys running here, and notice if I go at the back side, you will see that there are additional belts running from here, from the stepper motor, and then gearing and coming over here. A very precise movement. So when I move the bed y-axis, I can see it's a little harder to move and much more precise movement, much more smooth. While if I come to Mizar-S, it actually moves just like other normal 3D printers bed will do. So there in Thunder, we have much more precision movement on y-axis. Now coming to x-axis, you have a nice big head which is moving left and right, and we have metal parts, okay, at both sides, and we have the belt tensioner here as well. Coming down for the screen is installed using a separate L-shaped part, and then comes a ribbon that attaches at the back. Now when it comes to the screen, it's really nice and responsive. I hope I don't get any reflections here. So you can see we have printing, SD card and U-disk. Okay, right now I don't have any models in there. We have operate, where we have home. Okay, so you can do all home, and everything starts going to home. It will go to home and set there. So you can do X, Y, and or move the way you want. You have move, filament, leveling, motion. In the motion you have X encoder calibration, Y encoder calibration, and lots of information right here. Lots of numbers are here. I'm not going to touch that right now. In the settings you have language, sound on, detector on, off, lock screen, screen calibration, factory reset, stuff like that right here. Okay, so yeah, the screen is actually very nice and responsive, so you can do a lot of things right from here. We have modes: slow mode, normal mode, fast mode, crazy mode. I have just set it up on the crazy mode because I want to see how fast it can print and what quality it can print. Okay, otherwise you can always switch to different modes like slow, normal, fast as you want. Okay, so this is this. Of course, we have a hotbed right here. Okay, and once again we have this removable magnetic plate that you can remove and bend it to remove the models very, very easily. Just before the extruder, also notice there is a filament detector sensor, so if the filament breaks, the print will stop. You can load a new filament and resume your printing. So the printer supports resume printing feature. This is this. Now let's start 3D printing. I want to compare the speed differences between two printers, and to compare the speeds, 3D printing speeds, what I did, I sliced same 3D models like 3D benches and other accuracy testing and or tolerance testing models on both printers. And when I was slicing them in Cura, what was very interesting is that a model that Mizar's gonna print in 2 hours, Geeetech Thunder showing on Cura that it can print that in 1 hour. Now those were the estimated 3D printing times. Let's see what are the real 3D printing times. So I have prepared a stopwatch and I have sliced the same models for Mizar's and Thunder, and we'll print both models at the same time and see which printer prints faster and better, and we can see how good is Geeetech Thunder for its 3D printing. So I'm turning on both printers, Geeetech Thunder, Geeetech Mizar's, and I have also set a timer, a stopwatch on my Casio watch right here. I'm going to print 3D Benchy. So both printers are cool at the moment. There's no heating on both of the beds, and I'm just going to press yes for both at the same time. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Alright, now let's see which printer heats up first and starts working first, and we'll see how fast the Geeetech Thunder can 3D print the Benchy. The heating up, I'm watching Mizar's is actually heating up the bed and the hot end at the same time. His hot end is at 189 degrees and bed is at 55 degrees, while this one is heating up the bed first and now is heating up the hot end. So here we go. I've started the stopwatch for Mizar's, and I'll put the phone right here so nobody touches it. So this printer, Mizar's 1, for heating up, it heats up faster and starts before the Thunder, and here goes Thunder. So I will start the stopwatch here for the Thunder as well, and now we just need to see which printer actually prints faster. Both printers were doing first layer. I was like, I don't see any difference, but after the first layer, look at Thunder picking up the speed. Now I haven't sped up this video. I know I didn't speed up, otherwise you will hear my voice like a chipmunk. So this is a normal video speed, and I'm keep on speaking. And I'm gonna keep on speaking during this video, so you will know it's not fixed. You can see how fast the head and bed is moving, and look at that, how chilling the Mizar's is. Like, come on man, I'm just chilling right here and making 3D printing a Benchy. Okay, so the speed of the Mizar's in a normal mode, and look at the speed of Geeetech Thunder in normal mode. However, also notice if I stop speaking, there's a lot of fan noise because these two rear fans are not on yet. Only internal fans in the head are working. Once the rear fans turn on, that is when I'm doing a single layer or single line printing, then we will see it will be much more noisy to have all those fans going on. Well, it's been 20 minutes 30 seconds and Thunder has actually started 3D printing the top and the cabin of the Benchy right here, as you can see, while Geeetech Mizar's is still doing the hull. And yeah, it's still doing the hull. Thunder has printed the 3D Benchy in normal mode in 36 minutes 06 seconds. 36 minutes, man. That is fast. While you look at Mizar, it is still chilling and, almost halfway. Almost half, not even half. So 36 minutes in normal mode, printing at 250 millimeter per second. Now I'm going to 3D print it one more time, and this time at crazy fast mode, using the mode selection here, and see how long it will take. While Thunder is finishing its second Benchy at the speed it's working on, Mizares has finished his first Benchy, and it did it in 1 hour 15 minutes 53 seconds. 1 hour 15 minutes. So let's take this Benchy and compare it, and of course wait for this one to finish, and then compare all these models and see how the Thunder is doing. I believe I should print the Benchy one more time at slower than normal speed. Almost there, 98%. Look how the z-axis is constantly moving up because of those printing speeds. And we are done with the Benchy in 23.29 minutes. 23 minutes, 29 seconds. How cool is that? Well, they advertise at crazy fast speeds. It's 21 minutes to 3D print a Benchy, but I did it in 23 minutes. 2 more minutes, because I'm still doing 250 millimeter per second, not 300 millimeter per second. Come on, Benchy. I know you are stuck, but you can get off easily. So let's take a look at these and compare this with the one printed by Mizares in 1 hour 15 minutes. Alrighty, this is the Benchy that I printed in slow mode, and it printed in 1 hour exactly. Right, let's compare all these Benchies. The first thing, I'm going to compare the ones that have been 3D printed at slower speed. So this took 1 hour 15 minutes for Mizar to print, and this took 1 hour for Thunder to print at slower speed. Now you can see I don't have any deformation on the bottom now. It's nice and clean. Alright, at the left, at the right, at the top. Actually, it turned out a very nice print. Except that I see here, there's some blob of filament inside the hole. Okay? Now, one thing that I noticed is that Mizar is actually doing very nice and straight skin line. See there? Very nice and straight skin. But here, I see some deformation. It's like very nice, smooth and straight. But if I shine the light, you can see kind of a little wavy. Very hard to notice. Very hard to notice, but when the light shines, you can see it. And I realized why this was happening. As you can see, the one which has been printed a little faster, it has that waves as well. And right here, this one was printed even more fast, in 23 minutes. It also has those slight waves. And I realized why this was happening, because they originally in the slicer settings, they set Thunder to 215 degrees for PLA filament, 215 degrees. So it's melting the filament a lot more and causing those waves. But then notice that from this side upward, I set the temperature of nozzle to 200 degrees, and I don't have those waves. I have very nice and straight skin, actually much better skin than what Mizar has printed. So the waves were coming because of, filament is melting, over melting. So setting the temperature of nozzle to 200 degree actually fixed that, and I have a very nice and fine print from this point on top. Now, looking at the one which printed in 23 minutes, I have some deformations here, I have deformations here, and of course, the towers right here are kind of a little bit deformed. This circular window is a little bit not right. I can see that right there. But overall, it printed a Benchy in such a short time, 23 minutes, and that's 36 minutes right here. And if we take this compared to 1 hour 15 minutes, a common eye actually cannot tell much difference, except that they will say, here is not printed right, but this one is better. So I would say actually Thunder is doing pretty good job even at higher speed, and I didn't actually expect a result acceptable like this one. Once again, 15 minutes reduced time, you get a very fine print. What else do you need? Okay, printing it again at lower nozzle temperature, that is 200 degree, but at higher speeds. Now we are getting up to 285 millimeter per second, shown right here. Oh my god, look at that. This looks like it is fast forwarded, but this is not a fast forward video, people. I am speaking in this video. You can hear my normal voice, and look at the speed. This 3D printer is actually 3D printing. Look at that, how this filament is moving slowly, and look at that, how this filament is being consumed. So this is how it sounds like with strong cooling on. You know, the rear fans also working. So when you're printing single wall models like this vase I'm printing now, and you're printing at a higher speed, you might want to turn that on if needed. Check out these millipedes. I 3D printed them at 250 millimeters per second speed. Creepy. They turned out to be really nice. So the tolerance in these are actually a little bit more, and that's why they turned out really nice. Look at that little one. Man, they are really creepy. If I can print them in black. Oh yeah, I should print them in black. That will look even better. Sweet. So this Geeetech Thunder actually giving out good prints even at, you know, standard speed and off 250 millimeter per second speed. These actually turn out very nice. Alright, not gonna rest. Let's print more. Another morning in my room. Welcome, people. And Geeetech Thunder does not just print faster. If you want good results, as I have printed these, check this out. You can print at slow speed. So this model was done at slow speed, and if I can take one off, I can see that this actually printed really nice. At the right side, Geeetech Mizar has finished another variant of a chain, which is kind of a different look and slightly, you know, weaker compared to that one. That one is a stronger, and comparatively, if you see both parts here, this one had supports. This one was printed without supports. See that comparatively, Geeetech Mizar, of course, prints really nice, but Geeetech Thunder at slower speeds does absolutely amazing job. Look at this piece. It turned out really nice. Once again, this is not a fast-forwarded video. This is a real-time printing. Geeetech Thunder printing at 270 millimeter per second speed. A single wall L bracket. Looky. A dragon, articulated dragon is finished, and this is very nice print, man. I printed it on a slow speed, so I find whenever I'm printing on slow speed with Geeetech Thunder, the results are actually very nice and fine. Now for Geeetech Thunder, they claim that it prints with the accuracy up to 0.1 millimeter, but on the tolerance test, there's no way I can move 0.1 millimeter. It actually fuses all the time. However, check this out. I designed and 3D printed this chain, and each of the link is 0.2 millimeter tolerance, and you can see that it actually moves really nice. It's not very loose, but it moves pretty nicely, and I can actually open the chain and move it around and, you know, fold it. It actually moves really nice and fluid. Check this out. Such a big print is going to finish in just 20 something minutes. Within 30 minutes it should finish. On other printers this might take a whole lot of hours, but Geeetech Thunder, it's just going in circles like this, and z-axis is constantly going up. That's some good speed. It's printing at 230 millimeter per second at the moment. I could make it more faster. Then we have this single wall cup, which actually printed very well, very nice. Look at the finish, it's really nice. But when I increased the speed more, it actually started deforming because the head is moving too fast, and you know, the filament is not coming out that fast, so it actually, you know, didn't print right. But where it was on 250 millimeter per second, it is really nice and fine finish. So thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you liked it. There's a link in video description. Go check it out. It will take you to Geeetech Thunder website, and you can see if you wanna, and you can decide if you want to order this or not. For now, I will say Geeetech Thunder is doing absolutely a very, very good job, and I like the speed that it prints. Most of my models that I printed at a high speed turned out satisfactory, quite good. I like it. And if I need something with more precision, there's always a slow speed option on which it actually prints really, really nice. My only issue so far is with the tolerance, but hey, with some experience with this printer, and once I find those sweet spot settings, I'm sure I can 3D print 0.2 or less tolerance as well with this 3D printer. So far, I'm very, very happy with Geeetech Thunder, and no such issues that will actually bother me. Little bit of here and there, which can be resolved easily by experimenting and changing some of the settings in Cura or some of the settings on the printer. Alright, have fun people, and stay tuned for more videos coming on my channel very soon.